From a neodymium magnet with 1,000 pounds of pulling force to an updated tetanus booster just in case. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Jason Burns.
And I'm Danny Nucci, and this is the What About podcast. Welcome.
I just have to say, Danny, I just wanted to bring this up because as we continue to grow and see more listeners listening and just sort of see the podcast gain popularity, I keep hearing the same thing from people on socials and just in emails.
Why can't you do it without Danny? Is that what you keep hearing?
They keep saying, and it's really interesting because it ties into what we're doing, is that we have magnetic personalities.
Oh, right there.
That's a long way for a dad joke.
Right there. Yeah, our guest, Sean Martell, a YouTuber, the Brockton magnet fisher. He'll take out your bombs from your lake if you need, cannonballs if you're in Wisconsin. Don't you worry. This is the guy for you.
The crazy thing is that last time I was in Wisconsin, I lost 3 cannonballs. So,
well, they've been recovered. I just want you to know, and some of them had to be blown up. But in all seriousness, a very passionate magnet fisher and a great guy. Without further ado, Brockton's own Sean Martell.
What's going on, sir?
What's up? How are you guys?
We're
Pretty
good. We're excited to talk to you. We want to know all about grenades that you found.
Not grenades, bombs, brother.
I know, but I'm just wondering. That scares me. The idea of like pulling up a grenade that hasn't been pulled.
Oh man, it would be scary to pull up a grenade. I haven't done that yet, but I've seen it done.
It's a risk you're willing to take, though, isn't it?
Before we get in the meat and potatoes of the magnet fishing, though, we want to talk about you a little bit. We want to learn who you are, Sean. And, you're from Brockton. I grew up in North Attleboro. We used to wrestle Brockton. I mean, did you grow up there?
Oh yeah, all my life.
Where's Brockton in relation to Boston and you?
South of Boston.
South of Boston.
Okay.
Back in my hometown, it's really not that far at all. It's about 15 minutes.
But he's in the woods now, Sean.
No, Sean, you should understand that Danny has been out here, and because he grew up in New York and LA, he thinks we're in the woods. So
Mansfield, you've been to Mansfield. I mean, it's in the friggin' woods.
Well, Mansfield is in the woods.
See, that's exactly.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
So, Sean, what was your childhood like? What was were you into reel and line fishing back then? Like, is that part of who you were?
I used to go fishing and stuff with friends and things, and no, I loved going out playing Relivio, tagging stuff with my friends, and just all around. Going out and actually playing with people, it was just amazing. Now, I mean, everybody's on their computers and phones and stuff like that, and these kids are not doing that.
Were you a curious kid? I mean, were you like, because obviously now you're very curious. But were you curious then? Were you like an explorer kind of kid?
Yeah, I always loved going in the woods, finding things that were different and stuff, picking up rocks, looking at rocks, and I've just always had things for treasure too, just going around looking for gold or whatever it is. I mean,
should have been born a pirate.
Things. Yeah, I mean, just going to the beach and stuff, looking around and seeing if there's anything that anybody dropped, or always looking for treasure.
Did you have a magnet detector?
Thank you very much. Very nice.
I do have a metal detector. I do that on my channel. I do metal detecting and magnet fishing on my YouTube channel.
So did that curiosity lead to your current job, which is as a repairman? Because you must be curious to how things work as well, or how they. Did you ever take things apart just to see?
I was gonna say, you the guy that took apart like the family stereo, and if something was broken, you're like, I'll fix it.
Absolutely, I was Mr. Fix-It in the house. Every single thing that. My dad, he wasn't like a repair guy, whatever. He was kind of like, he puts in a door handle before, and he's like, "Oh, look, it's all set," and and then somebody goes to put in their hand, and boom, the handle just falls right
He
off in
always
their
had
hand.
extra parts, a couple of leftover
Yeah,
screws. Yeah, they're just little
always having
spares.
the screws left over.
So dad wasn't handy, but you had the handy gene and you started, did you, I mean, what was your percentage of getting it right? About what, 50, 60, 70%?
Yeah, I mean, I would always dig into something because I want to know what made that thing break, or say there's a leak underneath the sink. I want to find that leak and seal it. You know what I mean? It was just different things that made me want to do repairing and stuff.
There
And
really is a great there's a great sense of accomplishment when you do fix something or when you build something and it's yours and it's there
absolutely,
and you're like, hey, this thing, it's like almost like, oh, it's very caveman-esque.
yeah, no,
Yeah, there's a sense of
absolutely.
accomplishment when you pay somebody and it gets done too. I like that one as well.
Well,
I'm
you
a
can pay
very big
Sean.
fan of that one.
Well, that's my dad. He's paying for people to do his lawn and like fix everything around his house
Yeah.
and stuff now.
Yeah,
And
I'm
because
a
I'm not
fan.
there,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
in
a fan.
Michigan.
All right.
That's the way to go as far as I'm concerned. You want something done, you get it done right.
He left the New England winters for the Michigan winters. That seems like a miss.
That was different. That was weird because we lived in New England all of our life, and then my mom really wanted to go to Florida. So they went to Florida, and I stayed here in Massachusetts. My mom passed in 2005, and my dad came back here and then was all over the place, and then he ended up in he stayed in Florida for a while, and then he just moved to Michigan, and he has a new wife and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But
Is
you
she
know,
from Michigan?
she actually she has family and stuff all around
I
Michigan.
see. There's
Okay.
Yes.
always a lady involved.
It's always the ladies.
Yeah,
They always make the
always,
choices, don't they? We're like,
always.
you know what? I wear the pants. No, no, you don't. No.
Yeah,
So
right.
so was this and we should point out you repair commercial food equipment for all different
Yes.
venues, stuff like that. Was this always the path? Did you think like, well, this is what I'm going to do, and then you just decided what items were going to be the type of things you repair?
Well, I was always like the handy guy and stuff. I got into hotel maintenance. I did that for like 10 years at two
Oh,
different
that's the worst. What I
hotels.
want some stories. Hold on. I know you're like, I mean, because they're like, okay, you just push play, lady. See this little button with the arrow
Yeah.
pointing right? You push that will get it done. Come on,
But that's
give me
also
the,
where everybody goes to do the freaky shit too.
Oh, yeah. I
well, I
mean,
know, but that's what I'm asking. Like, I mean, I mean, I'm fascinated. Like, what were? Give me some stories. Give me some experiences when you were working in a
so my
hotel.
first hotel that I worked at was the Ritz-Carlton on Newbury and Arlington Street.
Sure.
On the fourth floor, there's a ghost, and it's a little girl.
Now we're getting
I
into
never
my territory.
seen.
I love this.
Well, I love that he says it like it's a fact.
Yes,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is a ghost.
Yeah, yeah, there's definitely a ghost because people seen her. I never seen her. I've been in that hotel for 5 years and I never seen her, never heard anything about it. But yeah, people have passed away there too,
Hmm.
um, suicide and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And same with the other hotel that I was working at was the
Maybe it's you. Maybe
Sheridan
it's
Four
something you want to
Points
share with
Hotel.
us.
No, no, that's a thing. Like hotels are a place so that they don't. A lot of people go there so they don't mess up their own houses for their families and stuff like
Sure.
that. And then they
Oh
leave
yeah.
poor guys like Sean to have to deal with it.
You know what? The good thing is my manager said, "Hey, can I get you cutters?" And he cut her down. I didn't do
Oh,
anything.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I didn't do
That's
anything.
horrible. I'm
so
so
Yeah.
so
sorry.
so with the ghost, were there like ghost hunters that would always come there to try to find the ghost?
Shirley Temple actually had a birthday party on the roof. I mean, there's a lot of history there.
Mm.
Um, they have Winston Churchill, his own room and stuff like that there. Um, it was just, it was built in let me get this right, 1926,
Hmm.
built in 1926. So there was a lot of history there. But, other than that, like, as far as people coming in and checking it out, probably not. They're probably more interested in Omni Parker house and stuff like that, because
Mhm.
that's definitely
Mhm.
tons of ghosts in there. Tons, tons.
So you eventually you move over to commercial food equipment. As a Massachusetts guy myself, I have to ask, Fenway, Gillette, you hit up any of those places? Do any repairs there?
Actually, the funny thing is the Sheraton Four Points Hotel in Norwood. I used to work on the equipment over there in the kitchen area and stuff like that before we would call the company in to fix it and stuff. And the Patriots, that's actually where
That's
they
where they
stayed.
stay? Oh, that's
Mhm.
So
cool.
I got to meet a lot of the Patriots, and I'll tell you, Gronk is really Gronk. Like wait, like
Oh yeah.
he's probably 2 feet, 3 feet above me or something. I don't know.
That
He's
family
huge.
had a large grocery bill because they're all
Oh
like
my
that. There's a whole bunch
goodness.
of them.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, going from there, going to Gillette and stuff when I was working with another company,
Mhm.
I still go into Gillette area, but like at the Red Sox and stuff like that, I was going with the other company, but not with this company.
Mhm. So you on the
Um,
road a lot, Sean?
I am actually.
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, sometimes they route us in like general areas right next to each other. But if they don't have any particular person to go there, they'll send you from Boston to Weymouth or
Mhm.
Boston to like Plymouth or whatever it is. They'll do it. I mean,
Yep.
it's got to
You
get done.
you don't have to drop any names of any places, but there's probably some places we wouldn't want to eat, right? I mean, yeah, just a couple, two, three.
Wow. Wow, you really went there, didn't you?
Yeah, I
How about
did.
this guy? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
somebody's touchy about their food. What about magnet fishing? So tell us, because I'm fascinated.
hmm
At what point did you go magnet fishing? I think I want to do some magnet fishing.
So 2020, I watched a couple guys, the
Wait,
Kinsley
what
Bros.
month?
Yeah,
2020.
that's important. This COVID time?
December 2020
Oh
is
yeah,
when
so,
I
so you were in.
started my YouTube channel.
Yeah, you were closed in.
Yes. So I was like, okay, you know what? I love seeing these guys, the Kinsley Bros. They were two brothers. They were out there banging it out all the time, and I'm just seeing the metal come out, pulling
Where
bikes,
where
pulling
wh- where are they?
guns. They were in North Dakota.
Oh
Oh, so they
wow.
were in North Dakota.
hmm
Lots of
Okay.
guns in North Dakota waterways, huh?
Oh yeah.
I'll
Oh
bet there
yeah.
are.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I saw them and I was like, I can do that.
Hmm.
So I went out there and I'm like, this is great. I got fresh air. I'm out here. This is COVID time or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could say that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, you can say
um
whatever the fuck you want.
okay.
Did you
So
get
it's
like an intro kit? Was that your first step in?
yeah, so
Did you go
I
on Amazon
started
and go
off with
magnet, rope, hook?
I
Did you
started
really?
off with
Amazon
Amazon.
and
Yep.
everything.
Amazon. And then once I started getting bigger on YouTube,
Hmm.
they actually would reach out to me and say, "Hey, I'd like to give you a rope, a magnet, a grappling hook, whatever. All you have to do is just, try to sell it, whatever. We'll give it to you for free."
Hmm.
So that's the good thing about it is like once you're a YouTuber, you can actually get people to give you things for
Sure.
free and you do a video on it, whatever.
Is it
But
the same
anyways,
thing as like regular fishing, Sean, where like, a 50-pound test, 100-pound test? Is there certain things you couldn't pull in with that intro kit?
yeah, so Amazon, I mean, you're gonna get I mean, I'll tell you what, I had an Amazon magnet and it was amazingly strong.
Hmm.
Um, but I do have my own magnet company that I go through now,
Hmm.
but
Of course you do. You're a professional.
He's an
yeah,
influencer.
absolutely. I love magnet fishing and like when I go to throw that magnet in the water, I know that I'm gonna pull something up every
I
time.
Hmm.
feel like we fast forwarded a little. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I
Yeah, no.
usually do interrupt everybody, so don't take it personally. Because I just got to talk, because God forbid somebody else should talk instead of me. Anyway, the point is, we fast forwarded because you really went from, I saw these guys in North Dakota pulling up things, and I was really, really curious, and it was really interesting too. And then I had my own YouTube channel,
I
but
know.
it's okay. But
I know.
I'm
I
just
know.
curious. Like, so did you just go on Amazon and pick a lake or something? How did it start? Like at the beginning,
Okay.
where'd you get the juice for it?
So, yeah, I mean, I went on Amazon and my kit came in and I'm like, I'm gonna go out and do some detecting. I'm gonna go out and do some magnet fishing. So I went out and I started throwing the magnet and I was
Was there
hitting my
anybody out? They're looking at you, or they're like,
nobody,
there was nobody there,
nobody,
right? Everybody was
nobody
inside.
out. Everybody's in their house, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting like 50,000 views and stuff like that on my videos because everybody was
Everybody was home and
indoors.
needed to watch something. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I blew up
But
quick.
before you got the YouTube channel, you're just doing it to try it, right? Or did you immediately go, I'm gonna film this shit?
I actually was like, I'm gonna film it.
Yeah, there
Mhm.
Yep,
you go. That's
Because you
how,
really don't want to miss an opportunity. Because what if you pull in the thing that everybody wants to see?
exactly.
so you already had kind of a performative kind of perspective on it. You were like, hey, this might be kind of cool to film and see and look back and share with people before you were even doing it as a regular thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was the combination of the two. It's like not only the magnet fishing, but the documenting of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like the class clown and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I get
I've seen the
ADHD. I
videos.
can
That's
be
not
out
shocking.
there. I could just, I could do it. I know I can. I can entertain them.
Oh, that's so cool. And so, what was the first thing that made you go, "Oh, I need to do this all the time"?
Yeah. What was your big catch? Yeah, like the first big one.
The first big
And
catch.
is that right? Am I saying that right? Is it like catch? Is it, do you get a bite like just like regular fishing?
No, no, no. I
That's right.
mean, the first, interesting thing, whatever you pulled
Hmm.
up or
Yeah.
whatever, or the heaviest thing,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean, I pulled this up with the Amazon magnet off of a bridge. I like throwing it off the bridge. I don't really like throwing it off of I don't like throwing it into the ocean unless I'm at like a crazy dock that I see everybody
Yeah.
at all the
Yep.
time. But I'm at this bridge and I pull this real, real heavy thing up and I pull it up, I put it on the thing. I'm like, hmm, what is that? And then I'm like, guys, I have no idea what it is. What do you think this is? And then it just dawned on me. I'm like, wait a minute, that's on the back of a dumpster. Like, you know how like the roll-off dumpsters have the big, huge
Yeah.
whale?
Hmm.
That's what I pulled up was
Hmm.
like this big, huge whale that was like 65 pound whale or whatever that I picked up out of the water with an Amazon magnet.
See, as a writer, Sean, I always think, and this would be, I'd go so far down the rabbit hole here thinking, how the hell did that thing end up in the water? Who put it there? Why is it there? And trying to write the backstory of the whole thing.
But I think that's part of the curiosity,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like really the mystery of how did these things get there? Who did it be like the bike? I saw you pull out a bike. Like whose bike was it? Looked like a good bike. Looked like it was a
Yeah,
solid bike. How
some
did it end
bully
up there?
a-hole threw somebody's bike over
Yeah, I
there.
mean the bikes are just it's just amazing. Like, okay, you know what? When I was younger, yeah, I used to ride my bike like off of this like walking ramp or whatever and just like do a wheelie right into the water. I loved it. It was fun.
Hmm.
But I would bring my bike back
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
But or I'd like ride across the my buddy's in-ground pool and I do like a big jump and I go into the deep end, but I bring my bike out. They don't bring it out because they're probably stolen bikes.
That's what I was going
um
to go to, Sean, is that I would imagine a great number of the things you're pulling out and other fishermen are pulling out is stuff that of illegal means. Is that part of the interest as well? Thinking what kind of thing from what kind of crime am I going to find? And
Yeah, like you didn't pull up a belt buckle with somebody attached to it, did you?
has that happened? Has somebody pulled up anything like that? That would be
Actually, I got a buddy of mine, Jason from Motor City Magnet Fishers. He pulled out a dead dog, and the dog
Oh
was
God.
attached to his chain.
oh man.
It was one of those chain necks or
Hmm.
whatever. It was a pit bull, and yeah, it was terrible. But things like that happen. And,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta realize that you're gonna pull up whatever that magnet catches on to. So if there's something like a chain body in there, you might be able to pull that up.
And unlike regular fishing where the big one gets away, you could just drop the magnet back in and try again
Absolutely.
because you have a general idea where it is after it if you get a hold of it the
Right.
first time.
So you would
So
talk
how do you
to
feel it? How do you know like whether it's going to be heavy, whether you're going to be able to pull it up through the magnet? Do you have to put in a hook? Like how does
right.
it work? Like it's not like you a fish biting. Like you feel obviously it's connected to something, but and you start pulling it, and it's heavy. But how do you know like just how heavy, what you're going to need to get it out, all of that?
Okay, so for instance, I was magnet fishing on a bridge in Bridgewater.
Mm-hmm.
It was the
How
Bridgewater
appropriate.
Middleborough line. And do my magnet off, and I was pulling, and when I was pulling the magnet, I felt the tension on whatever it was, but I was able to pull my magnet off. That object was not moving at all. So I knew to grab my grappling hook and throw it in, right? That's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing because when you throw your magnet in and you lock onto an object, if that object doesn't move, don't throw your grappling hook in because this is what happens.
Your magnet gets the grappling hook.
My grappling hook got stuck in there.
Oh yeah.
The next day, I went to go get it out because I tried getting it with a winch and everything, and I couldn't get it. The next day I went to go look at it. I looked down, I see a motorcycle. So I called the cops and let them know that there was a motorcycle in there.
Mm-hmm.
They said, okay, we're gonna come out and we're gonna take a look at it. They ended up having a tow truck come in, and the tow truck was trying to get this motorcycle out. It blew some kind of like brake line
Oh
or not,
wow.
there's some kind of like
Mm-hmm.
line or something. So they had to move that one out, put another tow truck in, and they pulled out. And guess what? It had the license plate on it, the original license plate. It was a stolen Ducati motorcycle. Somebody dumped it there without the motor. So they yanked the motor out and dumped it.
Did
But
you
I
get
got
your
my
grappling
grappling
hook
hook
back?
back.
All right, there we go. That's what I was curious.
Yeah. So that's what you do is that's how you realize, okay, I'm not throwing my grappling hook in
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not going to get it back.
Do you ever have to call like for help? Like I need my buddies? Because I mean, I know a lot of it you do by yourself, but sometimes you bring friends, right? So it's easier to bring stuff up.
Actually, yeah. So what happened was in Brockton, I was at some kind of I don't know, it was a river and stuff like that, but it's like very, very small river. But there was a washing machine in there. Couldn't believe it. It's just sitting there in that river, and it was like probably like 2 inches of water. Why would you dump your washing machine in there? But me being the guy wanting to clean up the environment, I called my buddy. I said, "Hey, can you meet me here?" And we muscled that thing right out. And I called a scrapper, and the scrapper came and pulled it out. The scrapper came and took it off.
Well, and that's one of the other things of what you're doing is it whether it's a side effect or part of the motivation, you're helping to clean up the waterways.
Absolutely. It's all about cleaning up the waterways.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically why I started in the first place because I saw that all this metal stuff that's in there, it's infecting our waterway.
Mm-hmm.
It's affecting it big time. And the fishermen are always getting caught on bikes or always getting caught on everything else.
Shopping carts. There's always shopping carts, right?
Shopping carts. Oh my goodness. Well, you know how it
Mm-hmm.
is. I call them carriages. You call them
Yeah.
cots.
Cats. Yeah, I do. I do.
Shopping carts.
But yeah, I mean, I pull tons of those out.
Is there like a better time than others? Because I'm thinking like, okay, we're coming up on summer. There's going to be a lot of weeds in a lot of these lakes around New England. Is it harder to do it then?
Like, is there
Um,
a magnet fishing season?
no, I mean, actually, I mean, you want to get out when it's like not like ice out there because
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
you can't do it while it's ice, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Have you
I've
ever been
tried
really cold? I
before.
mean, you're Massachusetts. I mean, I can imagine you cold and going, summer going, the fuck am I doing out?
Hey, listen, man. I went out. It was snowing out, had like a bunch of snow on the ground, and I caught the most craziest thing ever. I pulled out a cauldron. I pulled out little figurines like men. Um, I pulled out handcuffs, a big sword, like probably about a foot and a half, and it just looked like some
What kind
kind
of
of pirate
sword?
sword or something. Yeah, it was like bent. It was a little,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, it was weird, but um, I'm pulling all this stuff out, and then I'm pulling this other stuff, and I had no idea what they were. I was so excited, and on Christmas Day, I get a message on my YouTube saying, "Be careful, that's voodoo stuff."
That's what it sounded like.
I'm
Sounded like there was
I'm
like,
at
yeah.
the kitchen sink cleaning it all out.
On
So
Christmas.
what do? I put
Merry
everything back in
Christmas.
the cauldron in my pajamas on Christmas Day. I kid you not. I drove to the nearest bridge and tossed that crap right off. Forget about it. Oh
Yeah,
my
that sounds like
goodness.
a horror movie waiting to happen.
I'm all done. I'm all set with that. I don't need no bad juju, bro.
Right?
So,
Who knew that was a risk?
right,
Oh
exactly.
man.
So you mentioned the little figurines. I'm sure everybody wants to see the big things, but have you found any like jewelry, like little teeny things that have probably lost to history on down there?
Um, no, I mean jewelry can't really pull up
Magnetized, right?
jewelry
Yeah.
because that's like metal detector
Yep,
type thing.
yep.
You can't pull up gold, silver, it's a non-ferrous
What
material.
about
What about mortar rounds?
I pulled out a Walther P38 pistol,
Oh, you
German
did?
issued, World War II. I pulled that out in Worcester.
and how does
Wow.
I
what
kept it. I didn't call the
In
cops.
Worcester.
I
In
kept it.
Worcester near
Yep.
Clark University.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. Right next to Clack.
Is there a dream location? Like I would think like, oh man, I'm getting in my car and I'm going to Gettysburg. Like it was somewhere where their history was abundant.
Oh man. I mean,
Yeah, have you made trips? I mean, obviously you're local, very local, but do you like go to specific places that you like? Do you guys have a network, magnet
so
fishing
check
network?
this out.
Right?
Every single year we have events. I'm not able to go this year, but last year we went to Wisconsin, Beloit. We pulled out 5 cannonballs
What?
in Beloit, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean some of them were like bowling ball size. But the bomb squad came out and stuff, and they said that I think there was like one or two that they had to take because it was
Library.
still active.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ones, they said it was fine. You can take them.
It's
So
getting to
some
be a thing
people
with
took
you, the
their
bomb
cannons
squad.
home.
You got them on speed dial, apparently. I
Yeah.
Telling
mean,
you.
can you tell us a
Well,
little bit
in
about
in
that for the people
Whitewater,
that don't know?
in Wisconsin, Beloit, Wisconsin, actually, what happened was it was an event for St. Jude's. We pulled out 4,500 pounds of scrap metal, and we raised $6,500 for St.
That's
Jude's.
Wow.
cool.
It's
The
nice.
Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Yep. St. Jude Hospital. Yep.
And
Yeah.
so these events each year, they pick a location where you think there might be some cool stuff to be found.
Yeah, I mean, the the YouTube channel that actually the YouTube channels that were involved with the um Beloit, Wisconsin one was Iron Antler Adventures. He's from Missouri, and the Rusty Magnets. They're from Wisconsin, and they actually went there beforehand and was like, "Hey,
This is the spot.
I don't think anybody fished this." And there's a history of of there was like a whole bunch of things that was like pushed off of a boat or something. I don't know what it was, but it was like cannonballs all over the place. So yeah, I'm sure there's more cannonballs in there.
Yeah. Yeah. What about being a Massachusetts guy, Lexington and Concord? Have you hit up any waterways there?
I haven't hit that yet. Believe
Oh,
me, I want to. I've
yeah.
been in Waltham.
Mm-hmm.
Waltham, I pulled out a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so let me start over in March.
Okay.
March 1st,
Yeah.
I go to Needham, Massachusetts. And I was just like, okay, let me throw my magnet in here. This looks like a juicy spot. So I just threw my magnet in. I'm pulling out all this metal stuff. I'm like, this is good. We're cleaning up the environment and things. And then finally I pull up while I'm live on YouTube, I pull out an artillery round. And yeah, as soon as I pulled it out, I was like, "Oh no, this is a bomb." I knew right away because I've seen it on YouTube before.
And we're talking like a modern artillery round, not like something like, like the cannonball.
Actually, it's World War II
Oh,
artillery.
really? Wow.
Yeah.
And what is the immediate, especially being live, what is the immediate response to pulling out what might blow up your arm at any second?
Man, listen, bro. When you're live and you're just already got it in your hand, you just gotta go for it, man. I'm like, guys, I got a bomb. It's a bomb, guys. And then I put it down gently and I'm talking to them. I'm like, I can't believe I just pulled out a bomb. Guys, oh, you just coming in? Hang on. I grab it with my
Show
hand
them
and I
again.
lifted it up. I'm like, guys, look, it's a bomb. Yeah.
And then what, you called the bomb squad? You called them on speed dial because you have them? You got it like that?
I actually didn't have them on speed dial, but I did call the police, and the police was like, where'd you find it? I'm on the bridge. Oh, okay. Well, that's what was it? Native
Different
or
jurisdiction.
yeah. And I'm like, okay, I call them, and
Mhm.
then they tell me, no, that's Needham. So I'm like, who's gonna come? I got a bomb here in
Yeah.
the so Needham ended up coming first, and
Hmm.
then they're like, hey, have so and so come and it's their side. It's the bridge is theirs. It was just a big confusion. But anyways, they came, they looked at it. The guy's like, okay, this doesn't look good. This is definitely a live round, and we're gonna have to, push everybody back. So we all
I
got
just
pushed
imagine them
back
coming
and
and
they
going, yeah, yeah.
closed down the whole street. Right, that bridge was
Hmm.
blocked off. That whole bridge was blocked off.
Did
And
they
bomb
bring in the little
squad.
box and blow it up there?
So bomb squad came like I don't know, hour and a half later, and they assessed the situation and they brought it far across town and blew it up at the what was it? It was an old missile manufacturer company, but now it's the Nike, the Nike company or whatever. So, yeah, that's where they blew it up.
Hmm.
So it was live. I mean, they had to blow it up to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, it was just incredible. I was actually cleaning up the bridge
Hmm.
when I heard the bomb. I actually heard the bomb at that bridge, and they were clear across town when
So
they
you
did it.
stayed there. You didn't. You were like you were still up. That was the
I was
bomb. I mean, that
cleaning
was
up the
a long
bridge.
day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't missing it for the world. And what's funny is I told my boss I only need like a half a day. I'll go back. I just wanted to oh, and I'm sorry. That's the next story. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Um that's
They
the
all
next
blend.
that's the next bomb we found.
Oh, that was the live one, right? On
Yeah,
the news.
exactly.
I read, Sean, that the big prize for everybody, the thing that everybody's looking for, and I saw you pull one in, is a safe. Is that right? Is that like the big go-to, like the dream?
Um there is a lot of people that want that because especially if it's not opened.
Hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
There could be money, there could be jewelry. I have a buddy, that guy, Motor City Magnet Fishes, he opened it up. He had jewelry, he had money. It was crazy.
Again, my
He
writer's
sent
brain is
me.
going, that was a some robbery that went bad and they had to ditch it quick, right? Like that's the kind of
Oh,
thing where,
absolutely.
yeah.
Had to have been. Or
Hmm.
or it was on a boat or something and they like hit a bump or something and it
Yeah.
fell off. I don't
Or
know.
fuck my kids, I'm not leaving this to anybody.
So yeah, I mean, so the bomb squad blew it up, and then it was March 5th, 4 days later.
4 days later.
4 days later, well, the day after the bomb, David Wade, Channel 4, reached out to me and said,
Hmm.
"Hey, I'd like to do a story on magnet fishing." will you be able to get more YouTubers? Because I want like this big thing, big
Mhm.
story. I said, sure, I can get them. So I got 3 more YouTubers. And they came along with me. We're all magnificent. I'm next to David Wade. My buddy to the right of me ends up pulling a bazooka roundup.
Is that what that was? It's a bazooka round.
Yes.
And was it live? Was it like, did they have to blow it
No,
up?
it wasn't live, but what's funny is it's on my video actually. When it was moving, when he was trying to take his magnet off very carefully, it was moving. So I said, hang on a second, I'll hold it. I put my foot down on the tip, right?
Oh my god.
Crunch, crunch.
You
Oh,
I
crunched
was
it.
like, whoa. I walked over. I'm like, it just opened. And David Wade's like, what do you mean it just opened?
David Wade needed a new pair of pants.
So then I look back and I see water coming out. I'm like, oh, water's coming out. He goes,
Out of
oh
the
yeah, that
round,
should be
not David
fun.
Wade, right?
Yeah.
Water's coming out of David Wade.
It was so funny though. Yeah. Oh man. But water was coming out of the bazooka round, not
Mhm.
David Wade. But
We
yeah.
have to clarify that. Thanks.
So that's quite a run of weaponry in the
I know,
matter
right?
of
In a
just a
very
couple days.
short, yeah, I was gonna say in a short amount of time.
Well, that's not all. I mean, Bomb Squad came and blew that up. And then on the 14th, I went to Watertown. And Watertown, I found another artillery shell.
My God.
But I've had people look at it and they said that that looks like a World War One shell.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Here's what
But
the
it was
takeaway
already
is.
blown open.
The takeaway is that anybody who doesn't live in Massachusetts is going to listen to this and think it's like a complete war zone. Sean, if you're doing lakes, freshwater, you must get less corrosion than saltwater too, right? Like things are less covered in barnacles and stuff like that.
Right. So that's the thing. If you're in the ocean and stuff, you're gonna get like blister things that
Mhm.
pop out at you and it's like crap going everywhere on you, you know?
Mhm.
In the lake, it's different, you know, you got the smell of the Charles River and stuff. That sucks, but it's all right.
I
That
love that
was
dirty water.
I have a listener question, Sean. Ted D wants to know. Ted D.
okay.
Teddy. Is there concern that magnet fishing will take off and all areas will be overfished for all the good stuff to be found?
No, because you still have people throwing stuff in the water. It's never gonna stop.
So you refished the same spot?
I refished spots, yes, and my buddies refished spots, especially um, a year later or even with a different magnet. Like I had, just a flat magnet, just one-sided magnet. I drop it down, I throw it out, I do whatever. It's totally different when you have like a 360 and you throw it in and you get all sides, you get the front, the back, everything. Well, after that bomb that I got, right? The next day I went to Waltham and that's the gun that I pulled out.
You know what's great? He's so funny, but like when he started talking about I'm helping the environment, he got very serious. He was like that. This is like a serious thing. This is my contribution to the environment, and it is. I mean, I absolutely.
I remember as a kid, we used to have this thing not far from my house. It was like a little lake, and there was a rope swing, and you'd swing into the water like on a hot summer day, and the goal was to hit the water without hitting one of the old rusty, shopping cats because there they were. So it is something that he is doing, whether all the magnet fishermen are doing it or fisher ladies are doing it to actually clean up the environment is I don't know, but it is part of the package. It happened.
I loved when he said, "It's in my work truck."
Yeah.
when we asked him, does he keep the magnets with him? It's in my work truck, which I thought was so great.
Yeah, I do have to let you know something, Danny. So we just did an episode with Tony Danza. I wanted to mention this.
Oh, did we?
You guys talked about the what does yellow mean? And I didn't know what you were talking
Yeah.
about because taxi is a little bit
Oh,
before
you
my time.
wait. Did we not? Did I not clear that up? What does the yellow light mean? Was I not
No,
clear
but
about
I went
that?
back and watched it, and I was dying laughing.
Howling.
Oh my God.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, fantastic.
And as was Sean Martell, and as his YouTube channel, by all means, jump on there. The Brockton Magnet Fisher. It's great, man. Literally, it's just like you're watching like somebody have like a wonderful experience, and it's just great.
And if you need a bomb, I know a guy.
This is a good. If you need a World War I or a World War II bomb or an old canteen that's an antique and a collectible, this is your guy. No, but in all seriousness, what a great dude to talk to. And I look forward to seeing more of the stuff that he finds. And thank you all for listening.
Music by Denny Nucci. Produced and edited by the same two people you heard hosting this show because they have no friends.